The Olympics are underway. I love it so much. I love the Olympics. I don't care. A couple things here. One, very exciting because the Olympics return to the United States in 2028. That's just 4 short years. And I'm one of those people, I believe that the Olympics should only exist in a few places because if you look at Brazil, if you look at Beijing, if you look at Sochi, if you could, if they allowed the free press into Russia, you would see the countries spend all this money on infrastructure and it essentially goes to waste. They don't recoup the money in 2 weeks with all sorts of international visitors. And then these massive sites that they build get completely unused. So they should only have like 4 cities and just rotate through them. Who cares? It really doesn't matter if, Tokyo or Los Angeles or Paris get the games every few years, because if they already have everything in place and they don't have to spend billions and billions of dollars getting everything ready, then just let them do that. This stupid sentimental thing about the bids and countries thinking that it's going to help them and lift them out of poverty, it's not. And, a lot of these Olympic venues are just, they give way to blight and they are eaten by ferns and the earth after a couple of years. All you have to do is a quick search of former Olympic venues and you see that there's a tragedy in this great Olympic wake. And there are plenty of places that are already set up with big airports and, high-speed rail or low-speed rail and a bunch of nonsense. So let local economies thrive where all the good stuff, the skiing and the half pipe and the giant pools where that stuff is already in place, and let them get rad. I am excited for surfing, which is already kicked off in Chopu, which is in Tahiti, which has one of the biggest, heaviest waves in the world. There's a 2-week window where the surfing can take place. It'll take place over 4 days. That's very exciting. Obviously, Simone Biles is a genius, and everyone loves her again. And I read an interesting article about how she basically rebuilt her body from the ground up and did less gymnastics to be better at gymnastics, which interestingly enough, as someone who's done triathlon for many years, whenever I see a sport I love in the Olympics, whether it's track or gymnastics or soccer or triathlon, I always think, what are they doing to put themselves in optimal condition and what can I do? And, maybe the answer is maybe do a little bit less of the repetitive stress and your body will last longer. I think there is something to that. And that's why I'm incorporating more Pilates into my triathlon training. And I'll probably make the Olympic team in 2028 for a triathlon. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen.
Don't go anywhere. More Kennedy Saves the World right after this.
And you know who else might make the Olympic team in a few short years? All these Olympic babies. Even though there's a rumor that these cardboard beds have been built to keep the athletes from humping each other, that's not the case. They can withstand 550 pounds of pressure. So unless you're 2 giant big fat people, sumo wrestlers, then take the mattress off and put it on the floor. But, there have been athletes who have been shown, they make TikToks of themselves jumping on the beds and they're like, see, they're fine. They can withstand this. So, yes, the Olympic beds, even though they are cardboard and supposedly made in France, and they will be 100% recyclable, you can still, they are still hump worthy, which is exciting because they always leave condoms for the athletes. Even though it's a Catholic country, and a lot of people are like, we shouldn't have the athletes fraternizing with one another. That would be just unsavory. They are. They're going to bone each other. They're going to find a way. I did hear that Grindr hasn't been working in the Olympic Village, which is super lame. That's the gay Tinder. So if people want to get their pickle on with each other, then who are you moralists to stop them? So, yeah, there will be Olympic babies unless they use the condoms, which I encourage everybody to do, especially if you are making body congress with the 2 Mongolian athletes in their delegation. You never know where that Mongolian PP has been, but the Olympics are among us. I couldn't be happier. And my favorite thing is I watch athletes I love like Sydney McLaughlin, and I'm like, I'm going to be fast just like she is because I'm going to run just like she is. And even though it's never going to happen, it is still so much fun to be emotionally and physically inspired. And hopefully, this will bring us all together for 2 short weeks so we can talk about anything other than politics. So go enjoy the games. Go hump around on your cardboard bed. Thank me later. This has been Kennedy Saves the World. I'm Kennedy.
Listen ad-free with a Fox News Podcast Plus subscription on Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Prime members can listen to this show ad-free on the Amazon Music app. Oh, go ahead and leave me a review while you're there. I'd love to hear what you have to say. You've been listening to Kennedy Saves the World on the Fox News Podcast Network.